A pleasant good evening to one and all. This evening, I'm here doing a video of King George, I mean, Tree Houses Spot, which is here in St. Philip, Barbados. Tree Houses Spot here in the eastern parish of St. Philip. So, first of all, I will look over to the former land over here. This is plantation land, farmland, where it was said that some guys were shot last year over here while trying to steal a farmer's crop. So again, I'm in the parish of St. Philip to the eastern side of the island. I'm in the countryside at the moment here in St. Philip at Tree Houses Spot. This is to the top of St. Philip. St. Philip is the largest parish in Barbados. The flattest parish. St. Philip is supposed to be the parish that has no hills or less hills in it. But this part of St. Philip has a lot of hills. Not much hills, but it has hills in it. So I'm looking over towards the former Tree Houses Sugar Factory plantation over here. Tree Houses Factory became defunct around the 1950s. The mid 1950s is when Tree Houses Sugar Factory became extinct, defunct, no longer in operation. It was over here where the farmer and the guys had the dispute. Some guys were caught stealing the farmer's crop, and when he confronted them about it, they wanted to attack him, and he shot and killed him. Out here it's peaceful and quiet. I don't know if you guys are seeing the shakiness on my phone. My phone needs the camera lens isn't functioning properly. So it's not a fault of mine. Here it's peaceful and quiet. This is the board showing the systems of parks and open spaces. A semi-map of Barbados. As I said before, I'm to the east side of the island. Now for me to walk up the street, up here, at the corner, and show you guys the corner by Thickets and Sanford Road. When you're out here, you can only hear nature. If you want to be at Tree Houses Spot in the peace and quiet serenity, it is best to visit during the week, where there's hardly anyone out here. On a weekend, Saturdays and Sundays is when it's populated. People hold picnics here. I've been here to many picnics before. As I said before, St. Philip is a rural parish. I'm in the countryside, but ironically, St. Philip is less rustic, especially the south side of St. Philip, like Curtains and Crane and Gemswick, the part of St. Philip that is closer to Christchurch, closer to the airport, and that side is less rustic. But this part here is rustic. And this road here now will lead you back to Sanford, St. Philip, This road will lead you back to Sanford, St. Philip, via Holy Trinity Church and Ruby, also in St. Philip. And it will lead you back to the Queen and Sam Lawrence Castle. And that side, you can see all the farmland up here. This part of St. Philip here is rustic. It's very rustic. It is the true essence of the countryside here in Barbados. St. Philip, as I said before, is the largest parish in Barbados. You can see all of the Sanford, that area in St. Philip. Up here now we'll take you by the thicket St. Philip, via Vineyard, Pollards, Church Village, the prison, St. Philip Parish Church, all that side of St. Philip, back to the District C police station. So Thickets is just around the corner here where the mission is. Thickets and Thicket Standing Tree in St. Philip, via Vineyard, Pollards, Parish Land, Church Village, all that part of St. Philip is St. Philip Parish Church, and back down to town is from this area here. So this is a corner here, you can see. So as I said before, out here is very peaceful and quiet. And we are in the countryside at the moment. This is a perfect area to bond with nature. Right here. Perfect area to bond with nature. Walking back through the King George, to this park. I keep calling it King George Park. King George Park is to the other side down here. I forgot to mention that King George Park is just down here. Right below. King George Park can be accessed from that area, from that side. King George Park is also in St. Philip. King George V Park, which is opposite Holy Trinity Church. So now to go into the peaceful, quiet King George V, Three Houses Park. So St. Philip, people from St. Philip here in Barbados are referred to as Philippines. People from St. Philip refer to St. Philip as the Republic of St. Philip. St. Philip is supposed to be the most unique parish in Barbados, a parish which fits in a class all by itself. They have their own cultures, their own traditions, they do things by themselves. St. Philip is also home to some of the most famous Calypsonians from Barbados, such as the Red Plastic Bag, Matt Fingal, John King, and Blood. They are all from St. Philip here in Barbados. Matt Fingal and John King and Red Plastic Bag is also from this part of St. Philip in this neighboring community. So Three Houses Park color is supposed to be green, yellow, and red. And King George V Park is supposed to be blue and yellow, or blue and white, or something like that. So St. Philip has two national parks, King George V Park, which is just opposite for Holy Trinity Church, and this park, Three Houses Park, which is right here in St. Philip. I used to come here years ago with the camp when I was a child, wolf camp or school, and run about and play on these swings here. That was over 20 years ago. 20 plus years ago. Swing here and play here. So this part of St. Philip has hills. Yes, as I said before, St. Philip is not known to have these resources like hills and so on. But if you do come to this part of St. Philip, you will be surprised to know the amount of resources we have in this part of the island. St. Philip. Yes, St. Philip, it is partially true that St. Philip is a flat parish, but that is mostly to the south side, like down by the Crane Hotel and down by the airport side, like Gemswick, Foul Bay, Curtains, Parish Land. Curtains and that side. But when you come further into this parish, you will be surprised to see the amount of hills and beautiful spaces they have in St. Philip. This is at the top of St. Philip. We are in close proximity to Culpeper Island, which is a little island off of Barbados, supposed to be. You can see the east coast from here with Skeets Bay and Ragged Point. So I am taking a walk now. So the only bus that will be passing Three Houses Park will be College Savannah bus. Both the cross country bus from Oistins to College Savannah and the one that comes from town, Bridgetown, to College Savannah. The point is, only the College Savannah bus travels this route. If you catch the Bearfield, you have to get off out by the junction by Culpeper side and walk the straight road here. It's not a far walk, but I prefer the one that would put me close by, right in front of the park. You can actually hear the birds. You can see the birds. Nature at its best. Feel all the country breeze blowing along with the hot sun. The sun is beating down, but not as hot, but it is beating down on me all now. I will see if I can go over to the spring, the natural water spring. There is a spring on the opposite side of the road. Here is a spring, the Three Houses Spring. The other side of Three Houses Park, up Blades Hillside. Spring is over here. So all over here is the other side of the Houses Park. Yeah. So I want to take you to the spring for natural water. The spring here mixed with the rainwater. The spring is looking dirty today. This is supposed to be the natural water spring. It's looking dirty. I guess it's dirty because of the mixture of the rainwater that was falling over the past 2 days. This is supposed to be the spring, guys. This is supposed to be the spring. The house is spring. Mixed with the dirty water. This will have to get clean now. These washing facilities and so on. This is supposed to get clean. This has got to be getting clean. This is supposed to be getting clean. I guess someone will come and purge it later on. People actually bathe in this spring too. This is the out of the spring flow. The actual spring flow all down here is the spring. I do believe that they're going to purge it or something. It's more like a river now or a swamp now. Spring. The spring here again. To the other end now, so move this part. Heading to the other end now. This was you had 2 days of rain. Oh my lord, if you know that would have rubbed the rest off here, it's not these slippers. Oh boy. You know, so it would have been so musty. I really didn't know that. I didn't really know I would have encountered this. Some more farmland over here. You can see the Ragged Point Lighthouse over here in St. Philip. East Point Lighthouse. Straight ahead, this is whatever that pink car is coming from, but take you back to East Point Lighthouse, St. Catherine's Church, Marleyville, Bayfield, Culpeper Island, Skeets Bay, that part of St. Philip, which is also to the top of St. Philip, St. Catherine's Church and School. Up here now we take you about the Blaze Hill in St. Philip, the St. Mark's Primary School and Church, St. Mark's Anglican Church is up here, which is in College Savannah, St. John. College Savannah will be up this way. This way we take you back to St. John as well, with College Savannah and Supers in that area. So College Savannah and Supers and Fortescue up this hill and Blaze Hill, all in St. Philip. Up this hill and College Savannah will be in St. John. College Savannah is in St. John, but it is in close proximity to St. Philip. So here now, three houses, St. Philip. You can see the East Point Lighthouse over here. One of the 4 or 5 lighthouses in Barbados. East Point Lighthouse in St. Philip, known as East Point or Ragged Point. Thank you guys for watching now, and have a blessed evening.